All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. It is a new week, Monday, April 17th, 2023. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, I posted a stories on our Instagram at GAR Capital. There is a lot of fake ones out there, guys. If you see any fakes out there, any fake Instagram or Twitter handles or anything like that, please report and block. We don't have any symbols. Some of the GAR Capital fake ones have two L's or an I at the end or an underscore. So make sure to block and report those. We have sent many messages to Instagram to get verified. My Instagram is verified. My Instagram is CEO GAR Capital, at CEO GAR Capital. Would love for you to follow me. Ask me any questions, man. Would love to help you guys individually if you like. If you have any questions regarding the market, I'm always on answering questions, helping people. I love it. So that's the reason I got verified. So no one tries to scam you guys. We'll never ask you for Bitcoin on DM. We will never ask you for money through DM. If you are interested in any of our services, we have a website that is secure and encrypted, of course. Obviously, encryption with any kind of purchases. So again, we use Stripe. We also use PayPal. Those are backed companies. We know the drill. But again, we will never ask you for any money through DM. Never. We'll never send you any of that, like send us Bitcoin or anything like that. Again, if you are not sure, make sure to DM us directly at GAR Capital. There is no underscore. There is no symbol. So I'm going to go ahead and type it on the chat. Here you go, GAR Capital. That's the real one. That's the only one. Okay, and then mine is this one. CEO GAR Capital. Again, all one word. That is verified. Blue check mark. I'm going to write blue check mark on it. Well, forget it. You guys know it's blue check mark. Again, guys, we've been getting those DMs all the time. Again, just block and report if something smells fishy. If you are not sure, more than likely it's a scam. Again, we've been doing this since 2014. We're not going anywhere. Almost 9 years now will be in October. So again, we'd love to have your questions. But again, if you see any kind of the weird looking ones, fake ones, nothing I could do, guys. It's just bots or someone just copying our stuff. There's nothing I could do. And there's tons of them. So again, if you're not sure, please send us a DM. We really do appreciate that. Just want to keep you guys safe and in the know. All right, let's go ahead and get started again real quick. Last part I sent on the stories. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. I know I always ask all the time. We're trying to get to 10K subscribers by the end of the year. We're now 8,600. So thanks again. Let's go ahead and get to work. Dow futures up 24 points this morning. NASDAQ is flat this morning. S&P is literally flat this morning, 41.63. The Russell 2000 futures with banks being a little higher, 1797. They are up 0.30%. Crude oil is down about 0.070%. Again, 85 is the level we want on crude. Not doing anything until then. Gasoline pulling back a little bit, minus 1.5%, $2.79 a gallon. 2014 for gold futures, pretty much flat. The dollar is up this morning slightly, 0.27%. 10-year treasury yields 3.566. The VIX up 3.87. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. 1773 this morning. Silver futures a little bit green, 25.48. $4.10 for copper futures. They're down slightly. Euro dollar down 36 pips. We got out of our euro longs last week, 109.56. Dollar yen up 28 pips, 134.03, and pound dollar. Let's see, 124.15. That's pretty much flat. Bitcoin is down 2.9%. If you guys remember, we talked about Mara last week. We took everything out. Our target was hit up $12. We got above that. That's where we kind of put our stop to get out. So we got out of Mara. That is there's no risk there on Bitcoin. So awesome work for the team. That was a really great trade. I'm very glad. That was my favorite trade of the week, honestly. Ethereum, 2088, down 0.57% this morning. And that's where we are. Let's answer some quick questions. Can we check the news on Roblox? It's getting obliterated this morning. Yeah, let's take a look. Roblox news. I'll go ahead and Google it right quick. Let's see if there's anything. So we got something here. Result of operations and disclosure. Was it there? So it was an 8K. I don't see anything, but it is getting ripped this morning. Let's see. All right, let's do this. Let's go to CNBC rather quickly. I'm gonna go to CNBC. I just gotta sign in. Did the CNBC Pro, which is actually pretty worth it. I actually like it. Let's go to Roblox. RBLX this morning, down 12%. Let's see. They were upgraded by Jeffries just last week. Trying to find any news here. It is down this morning. Okay, so I don't have anything here on CNBC. Let me see if I can go ahead and get to the hot sheets, which is Twitter. So when you go on Twitter and you search, always put the $ in front of the actual ticker, and that's where you'll get all the news. So we got some key metrics in March. So again, they're down 12.3%. I have it here. I just tweeted it. Let's go ahead and bring it up. This is TweetDeck. And here it is. Roblox, this is from Stock Market News. Evan, really good friend of GAR Capital, one of our Twitter friends. Roblox just released its key metrics for March. Daily active users are up 26% year over year. Hours engaged up 26%. Estimated revenue of 212 to 223 million, up between 15 to 21% year over year. I don't know how that's bad news. It just seems that it's going to be a sell the news event. And when it came to that, let's go and take a look at the technicals on Roblox. And you can see on the hourly just getting hit. So we're now at what, $40. Let's see if that's any kind of major moving average or any gaps. All right, so we're right at 40. There's no gaps to fill that I see. Really, that's filled. So again, it could be just a sell the news move. We did get to around some key resistance right around 47.11. So I would say it's more of a technical move, sell the news event, rather than a fundamental issue with Roblox. What I want to go ahead and buy here, I would say 38.55 wouldn't be a bad level, but it's not really an investable market yet. I've been kind of saying that, pounding the table now for a little bit, and yeah, it's just not. You can see just pretty much just range bound so far. Now again, you can take a look at Roblox here and say, hey, if we can hold 38.55 and bounce, we kind of got a cup and handle here. So again, let's see if we hold 38.55, if we can play that bounce. I don't mind playing Roblox for a trade, but for investing, it's just nothing there yet. Let's see if we can actually get that breakout in S&P and the NASDAQ a little higher, so we can start going ahead and start shopping for some stocks. But so we can confirm the move, because if we don't confirm any kind of breakout, we're just going to end up in some range. And if that's the case, you're just accumulating and that's all you want to do, just do a dollar cost average every week, every 2 weeks, every month. But there is no spot here on Roblox, at least on the daily. You're pretty much between 25 and 47 or 45 right now, or 27 and 47, let's just say. So really a $20 range, not much to do. I mean, if you do test that 200-day, I'll place an alert there for a possible trade. So again, we could trade options on it, but in terms of investing, I think I just read that number. It's pretty fundamentally sound, pretty good growth for Roblox. But remember, guys, it's all about flows of money. You know, do investors want to buy Roblox here? It's a high beta name. There is some growth, but again, with higher interest rates, that risk doesn't seem that great. That doesn't seem that best off or well off for a risk reward return. So again, I like Roblox's number. I like Roblox, the stock. I own Roblox. The only issue with Roblox is that it's chopping. There's nothing to do here. And look here, guys, there's got a lot more to go. If it starts breaking above 50, then we can talk about filling that gap to 66. Remember, we talked about that with Meta. We talked about that with Netflix, all higher-ish beta, not the highest beta like Roblox. But again, if we get above 47.06, maybe 52, we can go ahead and maybe buy some shares and just trade it to 67 and play that gap fill, or we can trade options on it too. So again, a lot of flexibility with these kind of names, especially the names that have been hit, because we want volatility. We're volatility traders at the end of the day. But great question. Thank you for it, Thomas. Would you ever consider investing in the FTSE 100? The FTSE 100, and in terms of the UK stock market, the DAX is at an all-time high, the French CAC all-time high, the FTSE. So Europe is doing better. If you guys remember, we talked about this on the Investing Club video when I talked about emerging markets, EEM. Remember we talked about the dollar slipping, how we're going to play that, emerging markets. Now, again, FTSE is not emerging markets, but again, international is going to start getting a little bit of a boost if the dollar continues to fall. We played euro dollar last week as well. So again, that's kind of that same thesis. The only issue with FTSE is that it's really focused on value names. There's not a lot of tech in England. So again, you're only going to play oils, and you're going to play a lot of industrials, and you're going to play banks. So again, there's not a lot of tech, there's not a lot of room for growth. So again, I see more of the FTSE and these European names heading to all-time highs because bad news was baked in so badly for that natural gas, for that oil stuff, what happened in terms of Russia and Ukraine and all that happening. Remember, we were having that issue in terms of the natural gas in Germany. Were they going to have enough for the winter? The winter wasn't that bad. Things get oversold, and that's where you get that bounce. But has anything fundamentally changed in terms of the stock market in Europe? No, I think a lot of it is just short squeeze. Everyone was predicting Armageddon and the apocalypse in terms of energy, an energy crisis in Europe. Did not happen. This is what you get. So again, I'm not a huge fan of British stocks or the FTSE in general because it's not very, doesn't have a lot of tech or a lot of growth. It's just very value oriented. I think the American stock market is still the best place to be in terms of return on investment. Again, nothing wrong with FTSE, nothing wrong with the DAX or the French CAC. My personal opinion is I'll stick with good old US of A. Google down this morning, that's right. So Google, I was looking at that. Remember, we traded Google, what was it, just last week, and we caught those 110s. So again, you can see retesting that 200-day, big hit. You're talking about nearly a $5 move, $4.50. I had an alert here at 106, looks like it's going to break. So let's go ahead and take a look here at 104.81 as our level. Is it breaking anything? Well, now we're breaking the 20-day moving average. Now we need to see if Google can bounce back. I think it'll just get a little bit oversold, and then it'll get a bounce as we're going to get towards 4,200 S&P 500. Google, really the issue was there was an interview on Sunday with 60 Minutes with the CEO of Google talking about AI. Microsoft was boosted on that. But Google was, there was another piece of news, if I can bring that up here, that I retweeted this morning. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Roblox, let's see. I had the Google news here. Google. Reportedly, Microsoft's Bing might replace Alphabet's Google as default search engine on Samsung devices. This is from the New York Times. Note, Google's revenue from Samsung deal estimated about $3 billion a year. And that's really the difference maker. I remember we talked about that a lot of YouTubes ago. And we talked about how Chat AI will change Microsoft. And again, the big deal, the real prize is the search engine for the Apple iPhones. We might be getting on the Samsungs, but again, Apple has the largest market share. If Microsoft can take Google's search default on the Apple iPhones, that is the catalyst for Microsoft to go higher. That is the catalyst for Apple to go a little higher, but Microsoft will be the big beneficiary. Google is still a great company, but again, they'll be losing market share until they get that AI right. So again, not the best time to invest in a Google or a Roblox right now. You can see pretty much just chop, and we're actually rejecting some resistance. We do have a gap to fill still at 110.81. I talked about this on the video on Friday for our review. If you want to take a look at Friday's video where we previewed the week, I talked about Google possibly getting in. So this, to me, this 105.16 move, testing that 20-day moving average, if not the 200-day on the hourly, gives me some excitement that maybe we could possibly play some of that 110 calls again. Again, guys, I have no problem hitting it over and over and over. Again, if the chart gives us an opportunity. The good news is we took profits on Friday, ended the week clean. All we have is one trade open in terms of risk, and that's JPM. But again, all we are right now is watching Google for a possible bounce right off that 20-day moving average. I'll be watching that closely. Might be my trade of the day if that's the case. If we can hold above 104.92, again, that's the 20-day moving average on Google. If we can hold that, then I would want to play either the 108s, 107s area, or you can do the 110s. They'd be extremely cheap. The only problem is that you have OPEX this week. This week, in terms of seasonality, is a bullish week. I expect us to go higher, but here's the problem. Once you get to around 4,200, there's a lot of resistance there. We got to get a little higher to 42.26 and break that. Once we start getting to that area on the S&P 500, that's where I'm starting to take a look at shorting. Why? Because of the seasonality that's coming in May. So again, the longer it takes to get to 4,200, more than likely, possibly, by the end of this week, if not next week with OPEX. We may get a little bit of chop zone in the beginning of May, and then we're going to fall towards the middle of May, and then we'll bounce towards June based on the seasonality. So you've heard of the perspective of sell in May and go away. Sure. I don't like to base trading on just a little bit of poems or anything like that. But again, the volume does fall in the summer. April is a strong month seasonally, so is March. So again, we are looking for that 4,200 resistance right around that area, 4,200 to 4,244, where I'm going to go ahead and start looking at buying some puts here, especially cheap puts. Why? Because the volatility index is down. So again, buy insurance when you can, not when you need it. We're starting to get to some key support here. The support from February was right around 17. I think if we break 17, that will get us to what? That'll get us to 4,200 S&P. If not around the 1650 area, that's where I'm starting to take a look at some puts and capitalizing on that resistance. And if we don't and we continue to soar, so be it. I'm with it. We'll go ahead and play calls and ride the momentum. But for the most part right now, we are starting to look into positioning to some shorts. We're just not there yet. And again, 4,200 needs to be tagged. And here we go. Euro dollar is going up. We just broke down my alert here. I'll keep an eye on it as we go. We'll see if we can get into some Forex this week. Any tickers that have caught your eye this week? I do have JPM with the team. And once we break 139.12, we have the 140 calls, which has some great volume. We'll take that this morning. Nice little snack for the team. If we can get that pop, again, the alert is at 139.12 to 139.20 being the high of today. Once we break that, we should be able to catch JPM very nicely for a nice gain to start our week right. Really, Google is the one I'm watching for. We also posted another chart. I think it was this yesterday on our watch list. I want to say it was Boeing, that Boeing trade. So Boeing got hit, obviously, with that 737 MAX issue. If we take a look at Boeing itself on the daily, we were right at the 100-day moving average. The goal is to see if we can get above the 20. Again, we know that's our momentum indicator on the daily, the 20-day moving average. If we can get above 207.05, I will definitely take a look at some calls to get us back to 220. And again, just get us back to the top of the range. All that we have done, guys, is just retest some midpoints. Nothing has really changed in terms of technicals yet, even with that headline. I'm in Microsoft 287.50 calls for this week. Any advice on playing that? Let's see here, 287.50. Okay, well, you are in the money. So what I would do is take that profit. First thing, take the profit in the morning, enjoy yourself. You'll probably be up very, very nicely. So congratulations on it. Great call, because we may be hitting some resistance right around 292. So Trevor, you need to take those profits, in my opinion. Lock that in. Maybe leave a runner, leave one contract. See what happens during OPEX on Friday and go from there. But in terms of that, great catch. But 292.50 is your resistance. That is the high that we got this morning. And then we had one more question here regarding gold. Let's take a look at gold. I'm going to take a look at gold futures, not GLD. Actually, don't like GLD. 2,000 is our support. If that breaks below, then you're taking a look at 1930 for a possible short. But again, the issue with gold futures, especially signaling them or trading them, is that the margin is pretty expensive. So again, you can always trade GLD as another way to trade it. In terms of options, you could always trade here 183.41. That'll be your support. If that does break, take a look at the 180 calls. Buy a lot of time. You do not want to have this for the same week because you'll get chopped to death. You need to buy some time, at least a month or two for GLD. So again, not the best. I mean, if you are really adamant about trading gold, be my guest, but it isn't the best in terms of opportunity. But that's what we're looking at. Oh, Trevor, thank you. Trevor says, thanks, was thinking that too. Have a nice day. You as well. Congratulations on your gain. That's a great start for Trevor this morning on the new week. Getting that Microsoft play. Let's see if JPM can take us home. And let's see if Google can bounce back and hold that 20-day moving average. That's the one I'll be watching for today. The dollar bouncing here. You can see 101.97. We need the dollar to come back down. But again, still a downward trend on the dollar. So I'm really not worried about any kind of certain volatility, at least now. But again, we're getting close, guys, to starting to take a look at some shorts. 4,200 is our target. Once we get there, we're going to start looking at buying some cheap puts, buying some insurance, and see if we can capitalize on a seasonally weak May. So again, I'm all excited about this market going higher, but all we've been doing, guys, is chopping. That's really it. Nothing to get too excited about yet, but we can still make money off it. That's the key. Have a great rest of your morning. I will catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you didn't already, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Really do appreciate it. Share our channel with your friends. Trying to get to 10,000 subs, and hopefully we get there by the end of the year. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.